Have you ever looked at an image so perfect, so otherworldly, that you wondered how it was even made? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a really cool project, building an entire visual universe for a brand new fragrance using nothing but CGI. This is all about turning a really abstract idea into something you can almost touch, and how teamwork makes that dream a reality.
You know what? Let's just start at the end. I want you to see what's possible. Just take a look at this. The way the light filters through the leaves, the texture on that moss, the reflections in the glass. I mean, it looks like you could literally reach out and touch it, right? But here's the crazy part. None of it is real, not a single bit. This entire world was built inside a computer, which leads us to the big challenge for this whole thing.
So that was the big question. The brand, House of Cosmos, wasn't just selling a perfume. They were selling a whole experience, a feeling of something totally new. So how on earth do you capture that in a picture?
To figure that out, we've got to get inside their heads and understand the vision. We're talking about a brand that wanted to do something completely different from your typical perfume ad.
This quote from CM at House of Cosmos really tells you everything. They weren't trying to bottle the scent of a rose. Nope. They were trying to bottle the scent of a supernova, or a mineral found on the moon. Now just imagine being the artist. How do you even begin to draw what a never-before-experienced phenomenon looks like?
So this is where it all started. These were the building blocks. On one side, you've got the color palettes for each scent. That's kind of like the emotional DNA. And on the other, the technical drawings for their super sleek custom bottle. This was it. This was the raw material the creative team had to work with to build an entire universe. Okay, so the first step was taking all that, the brand's big idea and those design elements, and turning it into an actual picture. This is where the CGI artists first got to work. And this was the first idea. The team took the name House of Cosmos pretty literally. You can see an early concept for Crimson Aura floating in a fiery nebula, and New Eden just hanging out in orbit over the Earth. I mean, they look amazing, technically speaking, but for the client, something just wasn't quite clicking.
And this is where the story gets really interesting. It's that moment where a good project has the chance to become a great one. Because those first spacey concepts, they just weren't hitting the mark.
That kind of honest feedback was the spark that changed everything. It's such a critical moment in any creative project. Instead of just pushing forward with an idea that wasn't working, everybody hit pause to rethink the whole thing. And that, right there, that takes a lot of trust. So, here it is, the pivot that changed the game. The core idea shifted from having the bottle floating around in space to grounding it, putting it on a real, tangible, otherworldly surface. It seems simple, but it was a massive change, moving from something totally abstract to something you could imagine being real.
And wow, this shows you the shift perfectly. On the left, you've got the original Crimson Aura just floating there, but on the right, the new direction, it's on some kind of strange rocky planet with this energy field around it. The whole vibe is different. It feels way more powerful, more present.
Okay, so with this new direction locked in, the real work began. This part of the process was all about a constant conversation, a back and forth between the client and the CGI team, tweaking every little detail to get these scenes just right.
Let's just follow New Eden for a second. We see it go from floating over Earth to being placed in this incredible, magical, mossy world. That was a huge step forward, but believe it or not, they were just getting warmed up. This piece of feedback was so important. The forest scene was gorgeous, but maybe a little too familiar, you know? The client really pushed the team to ask, okay, what would a garden on another planet actually look like?
And the feedback got super specific, which is always a sign of a great partnership. Here, Kit from the client team is pointing out that the bottle itself needed more life, more pop. This is so key, because it wasn't just about building a cool background. The product had to be the hero of the story.
And boom, look at the result of that feedback. The tree looks stranger, the flowers are definitely alien, the lighting feels magical, and that green in the bottle just sings. This is exactly what happens when a client's clear vision meets a team's incredible talent. And this level of detail became the new normal for every single fragrance. I mean, think about it. Every image was a collection of hundreds of tiny decisions. Obsessing over the lighting to get the mood right, the exact color gradient in the glass, the texture of the ground, even the metallic shine on the logo. It was a masterclass in getting every single detail perfect.
So, after all of that teamwork, all that back and forth, all that refinement,
Where do they end up? Let's take a look at the final universe they built together. It's pretty stunning.
And here it is again, the final New Eden. It's this perfect mix of something that feels familiar, but also totally fantastic. Look at how vibrant that green bottle is now, how it just glows. You can practically feel the dampness of the moss.
Next up, crimson aura. That initial idea of a distant nebula. It got transformed into this powerful, energetic mist that seems to be coming from the bottle itself. It's so dramatic, so captivating. The bottle feels like the source of all that energy.
And then there's nova. Here, they really captured the feeling of a star exploding. What's so genius is how the background is chaotic and beautiful all at once, and it puts the bottle right in the center of this incredible cosmic event. It's just so dynamic. And finally, lunar mineral. The team built this moon-like surface that feels completely real, with that cool, ethereal light, giving the bottle this otherworldly glow. I mean, just look at the detail in the rock texture and that fine dust. It's absolutely incredible.
This thought from Martin, who led the CGI team, just sums up the whole philosophy, doesn't it? It's about never settling and always believing that you can push something from finished to truly exceptional.
So in the end, what does it take to make the digital feel real? Well, as this project shows, it takes way more than just fancy software. It takes a shared vision, the guts to change course when an idea isn't working, and a deep, collaborative trust. It's what it takes to build a world that is, quite literally, out of this world.